for taking the time out for joining us on tonight's call. Tonight's call will be about HCG, and I know there's a lot of people who are interested or have tried it. Some have failed, some have had amazing results, and I'm bringing on two powerhouses in the business that has had tremendous success with these HCG drops, and they have definitely transformed their lives. Tonight we're going to start off with Executive Director Danielle Davis out of New York, and this lady, let me tell you. And so I'm going to back out of the way and introduce Executive Director Danielle Davis. Danielle, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay, Tiffany?
Yes, I can, loud and clear. If you would, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, thank you. First, I want to thank you for taking the time out to contact me initially to share my story with everyone about the HCG drop. I was surprised, and I am honored that you took the time to think of me to do this. Okay, so for me, I did the HCG drop once before. I did it in the beginning of the year, and I was very successful with it. I lost about 18 pounds in the 26 days, which is really great. And I was off to a good start once I finished. I was like, okay, I'm good. I just need to start working out again and watch what I'm eating. And it dawned on me, I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk too much about the reasoning because I don't want to start crying. But it dawned on me that the anniversary of my mother's passing was coming, which was in March. So the year mark was coming, and unfortunately, I didn't know how to handle it. I don't want to say I gave up on myself because I was still cautious to an extent about what I ate. But I wasn't working out like I'm used to and things of that nature. So needless to say, I did very well the first time with HCG, and my carelessness, I put the weight back on. So fast forward to, I want to say a week ago, I was going to do the resolution drop, and then I'm like, that's not going to work for me, only because I know with resolution, you're to follow a plan, but it's very easy to slip on the resolution plan and not have the same thing happen with HCG. Like resolution, you have bread. You're not supposed to have bread. Okay, your weight might stall. You might not lose any weight, but you won't gain. And with HCG, if you have something that's not on the meal plan, you will either stall or possibly put on weight. So the mentality for me was HCG worked for me, and it does work for me because I know that eating that piece of bread is not worth me putting on 5 pounds, or having that ho-ho is not worth me putting on 5 pounds or stalling or whatever. So that programs me to know that it just works for me. So about a week ago, I was like, you know what, I'm going to use another thing, HCG drops, and I'm just going to give it a go. And I posted on my Facebook page, and I was transparent about it because I know that we sell weight loss products. Like they say, you can't sell a dream looking like a nightmare, which is true. And I looked at myself, and I'm like, Danielle, your mother would not be very happy with you doing what you're doing to your body. I was just putting whatever I wanted in it, and we all know that that's just not how life works. So I made the decision. I started on Mother's Day because you have 2 loading days. No, I'm sorry, I started Saturday because you have 2 loading days on HCG. So I started on Mother's Day, and I just started the low-calorie portion on Monday, and I'm happy to say I stuck to the regimen, and I'm already down almost 6 pounds. And this just started on Monday. So I already know that the HCG drops, they just work for me, and that I'm probably going to surpass my initial goal for weight loss this round because I know what to do and what not to do. And then I know how to go about maintaining my results because I already set my mind to not messing up how I messed up before and putting the weight back on. So I could beat myself up about the fact that I screwed up and messed up my transformation, but I'm just using it as a learning lesson and now I know what not to do. So from here on out, I will follow the protocol, and I have no intention, I'm pretty sure there's people on here that do follow me, on putting back on the weight that I will lose this time around, because I already have a game plan, and that's also very important, setting your goals, having a game plan, and things of that nature. So I have my game plan ready. So once I drop these 25, 30 pounds, I will be ready and move on to Resolution, which is another product that you can look into with Total Life Changes. So that is my story, and I am going to go ahead and turn it back over to Tiffany. And thank you again for allowing me to share. I hope I didn't talk too long.
No. And Danielle, thank you so much for accepting my offer, for coming on to this call and sharing your story. Because me, myself, I'm not good at following diets, so I felt like your testimony was perfect for people like me, to know that, sometimes we fail at things. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a learning curve, a learning experience. So again, Danielle, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And all right, for the next person we have, she just blew me away, because I remember when we initially started this business, we were both we're not going to do HCG, and we just badmouthed it. But you know what? She took a step up. I said she became a grown woman, because she not only did the HCG drops, but she had an amazing transformation. And if you guys are on her page, I promise you, the picture she posted today will blow you away. I'm not going to just drop too many details right now, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce her. We have Director Wendy Johnson out of Atlanta, Georgia. Wendy, are you on the call?
I absolutely am. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly. Please go ahead and take us away.
Wonderful. Okay, first I want to also thank everybody who is on the call tonight. I know it's a weeknight, so we're going to try to keep it simple. Danielle, I love your story. The thing about HCG, the reason that I'm so passionate, and God bless Tiffany because she's going to reel me in if I go on too long, brief introduction. I started my weight loss at 313 pounds when I was 40 years old. At 41, I had gastric sleeve surgery, and I thought that was going to cure every problem I had in life. Over the course of 4 months, 60 pounds came off. The scale didn't move. I still had the restriction that the surgery afforded me, but my weight went nowhere. Now, I am a CrossFit advocate. I think it's a great program. I think it's a game changer, and I think everybody should try it. I was at CrossFit at night. I got to the point where I was doing spin classes in the morning. My weight didn't budge. Went to the doctor. I said, there's got to be a reason. I don't know what it is. I mean, I could tell you if I was cheating on my diet, but I'm rock steady. My weight's not moving. And as Tiffany said, the two of us laughed about HCG. I'm like, that's 2 words, not happening. But when I got to the point where I went to a holistic healer and I was told, there was some stuff I could do to help increase my thyroid function, I looked at HCG and I'm like, well, if I just take some time off and I follow the protocol and it gets me to the weight that I want to be, then I can go back to resuming activity. It won't matter if I don't lose weight. Did my research. I researched like a beast. I've been working in healthcare for 25 years. So what I want to say up front is that people will tell you it's not healthy. It's, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. I would never, ever ask anybody to invest their money or their time into something that would risk their health. And the thing that's so funny to me, the thing that really got my eyes open, there was a commercial for a weight loss drug that was FDA approved. And, it's going to change your life. It's going to pay your mortgage. It's going to put your kids through college. It's going to change the world. However, it's also going to make your breast swell and start to produce milk. That got my attention. I said, that I don't really feel like that's a fair trade-off. RHCG is clinical strength, and it's homeopathic. 2 friends of mine that live out of state, both of whom are in Florida, were doing HCG long before I ever heard about it. My friend's dad, in his 70s, paid $2,200 to a facility to do sublingual clinical strength homeopathic drops. When I looked at the protocol that he was doing, I was like, oh my God, that's all HCG. We do that. We have that. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got everything together, and I did it. And here's the thing. The first thing that I noticed with HCG is that it initially, especially for people like myself who are emotional eaters, mentally, Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, there are other diets that you can do that give you a lot of wiggle room and you ease into it. HCG is a very disciplined protocol. But what I will say is this. On the first round, I lost 45 pounds. Unfortunately, I, much like Danielle, kind of got sloppy and over time put about probably 25 of it back on. I'd gone through a breakup. It did not, it wasn't horrendous, but sitting on the couch eating Krispy Kreme wasn't helping my situation. So I knew the HCG worked. I got back on it. This time, I was very verbal about it with people. And many of my friends who have faith in my testimony got on board with me. And here's the thing with HCG. If you order the weight loss kit, you're going to get a box of stuff that's going to come to your house. And it can be very overwhelming because for a lot of people, just the word diet freaks you out. When I tell you, I wake up every single day. First of all, I'm down 40 pounds. So there's that. The messages that I am receiving from the women that are doing this of joy. I mean, yeah, it's nice when you get into your jeans. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants, and people say it's not about the scale. Let's not kid ourselves. It's very nice when you get on the scale and that scale goes down. But what you learn about yourself and about your thought process and the emotions that you attach to food, that's where the situation comes into play. It's a strict diet. And yeah, you're going to get 500 calories a day. Everybody freaks out when they hear that. Shake that off. Because with the NutriBurst and the tea, the beauty of the kit is that the NutriBurst and the tea handle your sugar cravings. And you may be the person who could care less about sugar. Oh, honey, you are not my person. I would shovel Krispy Kreme down my throat if I could every day. I'm not even going to lie. But when you see the results physically, and then you realize that you took control, that's the thing with HCG that has me so passionate. I got my control back. I got my passion for life back. And when I realized that I could get control over a bag of Reese's peanut butter cups, oh, honey, it was on and popping. Because what happens is you're so programmed to beat yourself up when it comes to your diet and your weight. I don't want you to do that because you are no less an amazing human being. If you are 100 pounds or you're 100 pounds overweight, what it comes down to is how does that make you feel about yourself? If you feel okay and you are rocking those curves and you are loving life, I will high-five you and keep it moving and move on to somebody else. But 9 times out of 10, what I am finding with my customers and my friends and family, it's so much deeper than that. And the HCG teaches you how to control your mind, how to be disciplined, because you can cheat. It doesn't make you a bad person if you cheat. But what I started to realize is that taking care of my health and my body was a privilege. It wasn't a chore. And on the days where I thought, oh my God, I got to eat a donut. I mean, I would stand in front of a vending machine. I worked 2 16-hour shifts on the weekend. So by Sunday night, honey, not pleasant. And there were many nights I walked down to the vending machine and stood in front of the vending machine and said, I want that Snickers bar real bad. I want it real bad. It's not going to make my shift go faster. It's not going to stop the patient load from slowing down. It's not going to bring me a mortgage-free house. It's just a Snickers bar. And it's not going to kill me if I eat it, but it's not going to kill me if I don't. And on the days where it was, I was white-knuckling it, people ask me, are you hungry? Yes, periodically you will be hungry. But it's not like I'm going to put barbecue sauce on my dog and chow down if I don't get some food. And on those days, I stop and I think, okay, Wendy, what's the bigger picture here? What is more important? And for me, I cheated on this round. This round, I won't even lie. But you know what? I didn't beat myself up mentally. I felt sick because I've literally not eaten processed foods for 2 months. And if I, who am an emotional and quite frankly, if I'm going to be very just bluntly truthful about it, a binge and compulsive eater, food has always been my drug of choice. I will never be the person to say, oh, I've got this conquered and you'll never see me gain the weight back. It is a day-to-day thing. But if you want a vehicle to truly transform, I wish I could post the messages from the people that are doing this. And I will never do that because I always promise that, on comedy. But my friends are over the moon. They are doing things they never thought they'd do. So if all your hang-up is the 500 calories, that is just a tool to get you to the victory that this weight loss kit will provide you. And it sounds cheesy. I know that I know. I would have rolled my eyes if I was listening in on this call. But when I tell you, and not only that, you will have a support system. There is an HCG, it's a closed group on Facebook that's run by a woman who is a beast. And it's, you get support, you get encouragement. If you have questions, you are not alone. And when you do this, I promise you, if you commit to it, you do what is being asked of you to do, and you do your part. Oh, honey, let me tell you something. I went to work the other day on a day that I normally don't work. I haven't seen most of those coworkers in a month and a half. It was like the Wendy Johnson show. People stopped me all day long. And yeah, I mean, there's part of me that's like, you got to know I look good. I look good. But this was the person who at 40 stopped wearing makeup, didn't bother doing my hair, didn't even get my hair done. Didn't care what I wore. I was either in a 3X scrub or, you know, the biggest, baggiest sweats. It got to the point where I would just buy, like, men's flannel shirts and men's sweats. And I just accepted that I was never going to conquer my issue with food. You can do anything that you are willing to put your mind to. If you are willing to do it when it's not fun, when people aren't clapping and singing the Hallelujah chorus, but I guarantee you, I promise you, that if you give this a chance, and you just do what you say you will do, and you do what the products ask you to do, when you come out on the other side, you'll look at a Reese's peanut butter cup like, oh, honey, you can't touch me right now. Because when I tell you, even with no makeup and a baseball cap, I walk in victory. Whether my hair is done and my makeup's done, and I enjoy doing that now, too, because I look good. And I'm not even going to try to act like I don't. I look good. I busted my you-know-what to do this. And any person on this call that thinks that they can't, keep in mind, I was 313 pounds. It takes a lot of calories to maintain 313 pounds. With this HCG, the weight loss, which is what I went in for initially, that wasn't even the big draw. The big draw was I got my power back. I got my self-esteem back. I got my ability to trust my gut. I got my ability to know, you know what? If I can walk away from this, I can do anything. I can do anything. And I've not done anything else in my life that I've walked away feeling more proud of myself as far as taking care of my health, taking care of my body, taking care of my mind. It's okay to say, no, I can't do this right now because my plan is, my goal is. Because, yeah, the scale is great, the weight loss is great. But when you walk into a situation and you know what, I really want to eat over this, but the truth is, now I know I'm tired, or my kids pissed me off, or my neighbor's being an idiot, or my boss is a jerk. Food's not going to fix that. It's going to fix it for the few minutes that you're chewing it, and then everything else after that is downhill. So what I want to say is, with our kit, one more thing I want to point out, I had a wonderful conversation with a very close friend of mine who is killing it right now on HCG. She calls me every single day, happy with her recipes and her weight. Every day I get text messages. And we had to laugh because she said, really, the HCG kit pays for itself because she's spending like maybe $30 a month on groceries. Her grocery bill is all but gone. And the other thing, too, is that what it has done for her physically, it just, she is on cloud 9. And again, if you are somebody like me who has been overweight for many, many years, this weight loss kit is going to cost you $145. It's going to last you much more than 26 days. My friend this morning that I talked to is on day 32. That includes 32 days of drops and 2 days of loading. So she's 34 days in. She still has HCG drops, and she still has NutriBurst. So you're going to get, and if you think that price is unrealistic, I strongly encourage you to research anybody in your area that's doing HCG. Because here in Atlanta, the cheapest I could find was $300 a month, and that was just for the injections and a B12 shot once a month. The tea and the NutriBurst, the response that I'm getting from every single person that's doing it, and they're all sugar people, was that it significantly reduced the cravings. I have 3 people using our products that did HCG through other facilities. They're spending fraction of what they spent. They're getting better results. They're enjoying the process. It's not. Every single person has called me and said, I thought it was going to be horrible. It's not. It's not. And I have a friend now taking salsa dancing lessons. I have a friend getting back involved in painting. I have people who are back out in their yards doing gardening because they can. I promise you I will wrap this up, but I could talk to you for 10 days. The HCG protocol, quickly, there's a 4-phase protocol. As Danielle touched on, you're going to have 2 loading days. You eat anything that's not nailed down. There is no wrong. Eat as much as you want, as long as you want. We don't care what you eat. You're going to start the drops. 10 drops a day sublingually 3 times. Phase 2, you have options. You can do 40 days or you can do 28 days. If you have 30 pounds or less, I encourage you to try the 28-day protocol. Anything more than 30 pounds, the 40-day protocol is definitely going to be the way you're going to want to go. The cool thing is, there are so many people on that HCG page, the recipes, the options. You're not going to be eating boiled chicken and, limp asparagus for 40 days. When you're done with the phase 2, in whatever terms of days you choose, you then go to phase 3. Same diet, no drops, 3 days. The fourth phase is your maintenance. You're looking at a solid month of gradually increasing your food list, gradually increasing your calories. But if you are willing to commit to all 4 phases, you will truly reprogram your metabolism. This isn't just a bunch of BS that, as soon as you stop it, the weight comes back on. The weight will definitely come back on if you don't follow the protocol. That's not to scare you. That's to encourage you. You've invested that much time in yourself. 3 or 4 more weeks to ensure that when you're done, you can maintain this weight. I mean, I stop in the mirror now and look at myself. I can't believe what I look like. And I'll joke and make silly comments. But really, I'm seeing bones sticking out of my shoulder. I thought something was wrong. No, Wendy, that's your skeletal system because it's not bogged down with an extra 123 pounds of fat. You can do this. Not only can you do it, we will help you. We will help you. I'm going to give it back to Tiffany. I want to thank all of you for your time. I appreciate you. And whether you're doing it now, you're thinking about it, or you've just started, just know that if your source is from God, His Word already tells you, greater is He that is within me. If you can just suck it up for a little bit, and you can even call my cell phone number and curse me out. I totally understand the first 4 days. I get some hateful phone calls sometimes. But it's a short-term sacrifice, truly, for a long-term and life-changing gain. On that note, I will give you back to Tiffany. I appreciate you, and I wish all of you nothing but the greatest success.
Oh, wow. I'm just baffled, and I've heard this story before. So, Wendy, first off, thank you so much for agreeing to come on this call with me and share your personal testimony. And I really, really applaud you for not doing just 1 round, but being woman enough to do 2 rounds. I really applaud you on that and the success that you've had with it. And again, thank you so much for sharing it.